My first question is to Professor Ashok Sinha, and then it's an open debate. Professor Sinha, you represent a political party, the RJD. You have a tie-up with the Congress party. I can understand why you're taking a prejudiced and biased position on this subject because of your own political reasons. But, Professor Sinha, do you not think about national interest at all? Because the more proof that you demand, right, the more it comes across that you are doubting the credibility of what the Director General Military Operations and the Indian Army has said. Why are you doing that? Why don't you sometimes, Professor Sinha, genuinely I'm saying this, keep your political gain aside, you know. Just leave it aside. Forget your politics.
I don't know.
Why? Yeah. And Air Marshal Barbora will respond to that and we take the debate forward after that. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes. First, Arnab,
yeah.
We are different party.
Let's start.
Congress is a different party. So far, questioning the army is concerned, we have never asked for any proof from any part of it. We have never questioned. We have never questioned the integrity of the army, and not even I was on your the Times Now yesterday even. We never questioned. And we never asked for proof from army. What is the need when DGMO has made it clear? That is the proof. For us, because we trust our army, we have full faith in it, we are no less patriot. But we had some reservation on narrative of our defense minister. We had some differences, very, very serious differences and reservation. Why, for God's sake, he is out to belittle the role of Indian Army.
What?
When time and again, Indian Army has proved its worth.
What are you saying? One second. Air Marshal Barbora wants to come in. No, I'm sorry. No, sir, listen. Sir, listen here. First of all, the press conference is from the DGMO. The Pakistanis are asking for proof. That's their problem. If you want to echo what the Pakistanis say, I just want to show you here today before Air Marshal Barbora comes in. Express Tribune in Pakistan says, after Delhi Chief Minister. Look at this. Everyday headlines in Pakistan, headlining what Indian politicians say. After Delhi Chief Minister, Congress demands evidence of Indian surgical strike. Just see this. Right? Indian writer questions surgical strike claim. See this. On a daily, I'll just run this by Marshal Barbora, 1 second. Third, Indian Air Force Chief, reluctant on questions on surgical strikes. You want me to, you don't think of the consequences of your actions. Why can't you just keep quiet? Because the more proof you demand, the more the narrative is built that the government and the army is trying to hide something. That's not what people in this country want. Air Marshal Barbora, please. Yes, please, sir. Yes, please, sir. This has been going on since yesterday.
Okay, a few days back on your channel, I had said, thank God that our political parties have got together after the surgical strike took place. I think I opened my mouth too early because immediately thereafter, with all due respect to our political parties, they have screwed it up. Sad. They have doubts about the armed forces and their integrity, and they are asking for proof from the government. I am so sorry, why don't you all wake up? Why don't you all wake up and listen to the integrity of the defense services? Look, we did good to the nation in 1965, 1971, Kargil operations. 62 was a debacle because of a political interference again by you all. Because you all did not allow us to do our job properly. We are lacking capacity today, capability, because of infighting within the political environment to give us what we need. The defense services need to be able to give you your peaceful sleep. The whole nation is peaceful sleep when we defend you. Isn't it sad that just after the few days that has passed, you are now again bickering that I want evidence?
Absolutely, sir.
Did the Prime Minister of this country say he will give you evidence or do action at the right time, right place? And I am so surprised that this political angle has led to the insecurity of this country. It is very, very, very sad for the nation which has so... Hello Baljit, nice to see you on the TV. But this nation is going to curse all you political parties.
Me too.
Because you have never stood united with this nation and the people who are giving their lives for them. It is a pathetic situation. Please, please allow us to do our job. Give us the capability to protect this nation against any threat.
Absolutely. Air Marshal
Don't
Barbora.
interfere in it.
No, Air Marshal Barbora speaks from the heart tonight, and I can feel his anger tonight. It's coming through. It's coming
How
through.
can you say? I want to say that the army, the role of army and our political class should be kept separated. The political class is a different class, and the army is a different. The glorification of army, it's okay. It's fine. That whatever army is doing, we all salute them. But that doesn't mean that the political class will use this courage of army.
Who's using
for their
it?
own interest.
Again, you know, you're the ones politicizing. No, Tasleem Rehmani, I want General Jaswal to come in also. One second. You see Tasleem Rehmani. This is a surgical strike. It is far more difficult than you think. It is a difficult, daring military operation. This is not like releasing some election manifesto. This is not like releasing some pictures from a political rally. This is not releasing some pictures from a political meeting.
I remember.
You have to. I think General Jaswal should respond. General Jaswal, please. No. This is
1986 strategic operation. I remember 1998 surgical operation. I remember 1988 surgical operation, and very recently the Myanmar operation. I remember all.
Which surgical operations?
Which surgical operation?
Jawans for that. But that doesn't mean that the nation has become insecure.
Which surgical operation are you talking about, sir? Mr. Rehmani, please understand. I respect you. I respect you. You have a background in medicine. But Mr. Rehmani, you must understand. The fact of the matter is military matters. Leave it to the armed forces. Don't give it to a group of people who want to play politics over the incident of whether the surgical strikes happen or not. Please, no, Mr. Rehmani, enough. One second, Mr. Rehmani, I would like General Jaswal to put it in perspective. This is going on for the second consecutive day.
Military operation.
For the second consecutive day, I'm seeing this go on. Please let General Jaswal speak, sir. He has the experience to speak.
After Myanmar operation, there was
Mr. Rehmani,
General Jaswal has been Army Commander, Northern Command. He knows his stuff.
Last year we have conducted an operation, the similar operation.
Sir, we just heard a former Vice Chief of Air Staff speak. He knows. Now here, a former Army Commander speak. Give them respect.
Operations.
Sir, let him speak, sir. You don't know the difference between a single-shot sniper rifle
Rehmani,
or a bolt-action sniper rifle, so let him speak. Yeah, please. General Jaswal.
Thank you so much, Arnab. You see, I couldn't have agreed more with Air Marshal Barbora. We are very close friends because we both speak the same language, because we have olive green in our bloodstream. Now, let me tell you, all these people, there has been a very clever shift from the beginning of their questioning. They started questioning the army, and thereafter they realized that, oh, sorry, we've done a wrong thing. Now they have switched on, we respect the army, respect the army operation, but the defense minister, his statement. Why are you bringing in political, differences or issues to the fore? We were given a task. We have done it brilliantly. We have put it across to the nation. We have done it brilliantly. What else do you want? Political squabbles?
Yes.
I think it's shameful. It affects the morale of the army. Let me tell you very frankly, when we find that the people who are supposed to hold our hand, they are holding it in a very soft manner, but they are fighting in between. You know, it is. You must please take this issue very seriously, all the political parties. We don't require an enemy if in case we have this kind of squabbles going on.
And army conducted it with all loyalty and faithfulness. That's why I said that keep the army.
There is no doubt in it. So why are you fighting about? What is the issue? But the fight started off, whosoever is there on the panel, the fight started off first, they said, army must give a proof. Please excuse me. Oh my God, that is totally different. But you started off first, army should give proof, Mr. Nirupama. He clearly said, whether...
And United Nations is raising a question. That's where the question arises.
United Nations, I mean, I'm sorry, Maroof would also like to come in on this. What, Sudhanshu Trivedi is coming into this.
Hold on. Let me clarify
okay,
this.
3 hands go up.
Man.
1 second.
Now I just want to ask those
can I
people.
just finish?
1 second. We have 4 hands.
If you are having any doubt,
Sudhanshu.
if you are having any doubt, first of all, the PC was done by DGMO. Second thing,
but if
nothing has happened, then why there is so much hue and cry in Pakistan? Why the Pakistani Prime Minister has called for all-party meeting? Why there is a clear, visible movement of Pakistani troops along the border?
Do whatever they...
Why? Hafiz Syed has performed the namaz-e-janaza reportedly in Lahore for those who have sacrificed their life in Indian surgical strike. What does this mean? Second thing, it is unfortunate and pathetic. After US President's order and US forces have eliminated Osama bin Laden, you just quote a single voice in the United States who has asked for any proof.
That is still...
Here it is asking for proof. Yes, of course the proof is there, but it will be displayed appropriately in an appropriate quantity at an appropriate time. But one thing, Arnab, I would like to say,
follow the line,
that these people, if on this particular instance they are having the second opinion, I could have understood. But if you look at the entire history of this political and intellectual class, they are always on the side of terrorists and against the side of our fighting forces. These are the same forces who are taking the side of Ishrat Jahan. When the government was saying, their government was saying that she is terrorist. They are the same forces. They were taking
I don't understand this. Mr. Rehmani, 1 second. Mr. Rehmani, it appears to me tonight, 1 second. I want the other panelists also to come in. I want the other panelists to also come in. 1 second. Sudhanshu Trivedi and Tasleem Rehmani. I just want to say this. I do not understand why at a point of time when we should all be saying we are so proud of the action of our forces. And Mr. Rehmani, 1 minute please. 1 minute please, Mr. Rehmani, I'm requesting you now. I'm requesting you now, sir. Others are also on the debate. You know, this has been going on, viewers, like a broken record for the last few days. I don't understand why some people are going on like a broken record. Give proof, show us proof, release the tape. You understand that this behavior has neither precedence across the globe, nor is it necessary to demand a government for proof of a military operation the armed forces have successfully carried out. President Obama did not release the graphic images of Osama bin Laden's successful killing to prevent Mr. Rehmani, please. Mr. Rehmani, please. Can I have someone else also on the debate, please? President Obama chose not to release the graphic images of Osama bin Laden's successful killing to prevent endangering the national security of the United States of America. Does that mean that Operation Neptune Spear carried out by the US Navy SEALs did not happen? And did any American political party go out and say, we don't believe you, maybe Osama bin Laden is still alive? That's not how they speak. It's only in India. ये सिर्फ हमारे देश में होता है, मिस्टर वाकर. सिर्फ हमारे देश में होता है, शबनम लोन, कि कोई कुछ भी सवाल उठा दे, कोई कुछ भी सवाल उठा दे.
दीजिए, मैं बता रहा हूं, कोई सवाल नहीं उठा रहा है. आप जवाब देने दीजिए मुझे। भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक प्रोपेगेंडा कर रही है कि हिंदुस्तान में अगर किसी ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी से सवाल करने की कोशिश की तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी रुख दे रही है कि हम सेना के खिलाफ हैं।
प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस आर्मी ने की है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने नहीं। कम से कम अपने फैक्ट को समझिए भाई, सरासर झूठ तो मत बोलिए। अरे भाई आर्मी ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की है, पहले उसका जवाब दीजिए। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने नहीं कहा है।
बात सुनिए, पहले सुनिए, बात सुनिए।
अरे फैक्ट बोलिए ना।
हिंदुस्तान में हम हो या कोई और हो, चाहे आप हो चाहे पूरा हिंदुस्तान का हर आवाम हो, हमको अपनी फौज पर इतना यकीन है कि अगर हमारी फौज को छूट दे दी जाए तो हमारी फौज इस्लामाबाद पहुंचकर हाफिज सईद को,
तो ये प्रूफ का टूटा हुआ रिकॉर्ड क्यों चला रहे हैं आप?
और साथ में नवाज
ये प्रूफ का टूटा रिकॉर्ड क्यों चला रहे हैं आप?
हमें अपने फौज पर इतना यकीन है, आपको हो या ना हो, हमें अपनी फौज पे यकीन है कि हमारी फौज हाफिज सईद और
ये आप मुझे बताइए मिस्टर वकार,
तो अगर यकीन है तो क्यों सवाल पूछ रहे हैं?
लेकिन सवाल क्यों उठ रहे हैं ये भी सुन लीजिए।
राइट,
एक गरड़िया था, वो बार बार चिल्लाता था शेर आया शेर आया, और जब लोग जाते थे तो झूठ पाते थे कि वहां कुछ नहीं है। अगर ये बात ओबामा ने कही होती या इंदिरा जी ने कही होती या इंदिरा जी हयात होती या मनमोहन सिंह जी ने कही होती तो कोई सवाल ना उठता। देश को
this is blatant. This is now blatant.
हाँ,
this is so blatant.
ये पॉइंट आ रहा है।
This is absolutely blatant.
कहना चाहता हूँ
Maroof, no, Sushant Sareen, this is blatant. Sushant Sareen, no. So one second, Air Marshal Barbora is on the debate. Air Marshal Barbora is back on the debate. Maroof and Sushant Sareen, please. I will not allow. I think the forces need to reply to this. Air Marshal Barbora. This is now crossed all limits. आप वकार जी सुनिए, ये वाइस चीफ ऑफ एयर स्टाफ है एयर मार्शल बॉर्बोरा, ये कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आपको, आप सुनिए प्लीज प्लीज सुनिए।
अच्छा, now just tell me firstly, does the left party's Yucheri and Arvind Kejriwal know anything about defense? That they have got to make comments.
Well said.
The last speaker, did he ever see a weapon except to do any political deed?
मैं क्या कह रहा हूं आपसे?
Use a weapon against an enemy of the nation.
Any left party,
I am sorry, they don't know what is the defense services.
मैं आपसे कह रहा हूं हमारे लोगों को, हमारे मुल्क
comes up and talks
हमारी फौज पे इतना यकीन है कि हमारी फौज
what do they know about
बुद्धि से पकड़ के लाके दिल्ली पटक सकती है।
Have they been up to Siachen at 15,000 feet? Where the Indian army serves the nation?
पूछा जा रहा है जिसने अपना यकीन खो दिया है।
They can't even breathe. Look at the size. Look at the body size.
उनको यकीन करना पड़ेगा पहले।
Why is it?
यकीन सिर्फ एक तरह से
Why is it that they doubt the Indian army's action?
उस पर अगर वो
No, this has gone too far. I would like
कहीं कुछ ना कुछ
Did they ask proof in 71?
Mr. Waqar देखिए।
Now, please, politicians, please stick to politics. Don't interfere with defense services.
Well said, sir.
The defense services will do the job as mandated by the nation and not by you few politicians who come to interfere with it.
कि जो इनका विरोध कर रहे हैं वो सेना के खिलाफ है, जो इनके साथ हैं वो सेना के साथ हैं। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। हिंदुस्तान का कोई भी आदमी सेना के खिलाफ नहीं है और ना हो सकता है। ये झूठ बोल रहे हैं। हम इनके खिलाफ थे, इनके खिलाफ हैं, इनके खिलाफ रहेंगे।
अरे भाई आपने अपने राजनीतिक बैटल्स के
अरे पॉलिटिसाइज मत कीजिए, पॉलिटिसाइज मत कीजिए। ये भारत देश है, एक देश है। आप लोग इनको
पॉलिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं,
बर्बाद कर रहे हैं।
आप पॉलिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं मिस्टर वकार। आप पॉलिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं मिस्टर वकार। You are politicizing it. I'd like Sushant, Sareen and Maroof to come in. Sushant and Maroof, please. Sushant and Maroof, and then I'm opening the debate. Sushant.
You have to make this guy shut up because otherwise there can be no conversation.
I'm coming to you, Maroof.
I'll just make 2 or 3 quick points. I'll just make 2 or 3 quick points. Number one, I think you've already said no country releases this kind of footage. Number two, there are tactical reasons and political reasons why government may or may not decide to release this kind of footage. I don't think there is any reason to do it. And I say that because just as haters are going to hate, doubters are going to doubt. Now, whose doubts do you want to clear? The Pakistani doubts? The Pakistanis even now maintain that in 1965 they won the war. They also maintain they never lost in 1971, and they also won in the Kargil war. You want to convince those kind of clowns? Number two, you want to convince who? Washington Post and New York Times? I think that means that you suffer from a massive colonial hangover. Let me remind you, the BBC, CNN and all these guys, weren't these the fellows who were saying there are weapons of mass destruction in Iraq? Exactly. What is their credibility? So when people like Arvind Kejriwal say, you know, CNN is saying this, then he might be getting money from America as charity for his party, but that doesn't mean that you take whatever lies is doled out by those media houses or whatever spin those guys put out. So I don't buy whatever BBC, CNN or any of these Al Jazeeras put out, and I've seen what kind of journalism they practice. Then let's talk about, some gentleman mentioned the UN has said something. I think this gentleman needs to be airdropped on the LOC to see where the UN presence is or is not there. The UN is in Muzaffarabad. They have some stations, but they are not stationed out there. These surgical strikes have taken place along the line of control. These are shallow strikes. There's hardly anybody out there. Unless this gentleman says that the UN is present at every inch and corner of the 700 odd kilometer line of control, what is this guy talking about? So he has now taken on to the UN has said this, and without understanding what the UN statement is. The UN statement says that we have not directly observed anything, which is technically a correct statement. They were not there. How could they observe? Please read the Washington Post story. It is so full of holes that I think Washington Post has no editorial control over stories anymore. Now look at the kind of nonsensical story the Washington Post has filed. I don't think any Indian newspaper would carry a story like that. And yet these people are latching on to that because they think that the government of day is going to get some political capital. Maybe yes. The government of the day will get some credit, but it will not translate into votes because elections are different from military operations. And if the BJP thinks it's going to get votes, they are mistaken. If the opposition parties think they are going to get, BJP is going to get votes because of this operation, they are mistaken. Elections will happen on their own dynamics. They have nothing to do with what has happened. But the government of the day will get credit. The heavens are not going to fall.
I'd like Maroof to come in on this. I'd like Maroof to come in on this. And if I may,
I just want to make one more point. Arnab, one point more. All these guys, all these politicians who, speak about the army, how much love and admiration they have for the army, please ask any of these guys, do they have a daughter married to an army man? And do they have a son who they send to the forces? Do they even have a relative in the army? And then these guys talk about the army, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Straightforward points made there.
Well said,
it's a country of 125 crore people. Will everybody marry their son and daughter?
Tasleem, Rehmani, understand what he's trying to communicate.
Mr. Rehmani, I don't expect you to send anybody to defend this country.
One sec. Mr. Rehmani, just one point. What is going on here? What is going on? Maroof and Shabnam Lone, I want you to come into what is going on here? This has never happened before. 1965 war with Pakistan, all parties stood in solidarity with each other, Maroof. They were not playing politics like this. 71 war, Maroof, look at the history. Nobody questioned the reliability of our armed force and we stood united as one and we won. Where is the grace gone? Where is the grace gone, Maroof? Kargil, 1947, even 1947 this did not happen. Kargil, 99 it did not happen. What's going on, Maroof? Sense of shock in the country as this open political fight is getting uglier by the day. Maroof, please. Maroof and then Shabnam Lone. Yes, Maroof.
Arnab, let me sort of both give a historical context and give a current update. The first is that you cited 65, Sushant Sareen also cited 65, others have cited 65, 71, Kargil. In all three cases, India was at the receiving end of Pakistani aggression, and thereafter we responded in a specific time frame where people expected a national response. Here what has happened for 26 years, we have been numbed into getting Pakistani cross-border attacks, and there was a kind of narrative that had settled in, wo attack hote rahenge, we will keep making our political claims and the matter will get back to business as usual. So this time it hasn't happened, and especially in the light of special forces attack, those of us who are familiar with how these things happen, they happen with tremendous speed, with accuracy, and it is all based on surprise. So it has not only surprised Pakistanis, it has got our political leaders also on the back foot. Sir, please.
Alimuddin
Sir,
ji.
can you let me complete?
Alimuddin ji, let Maroof
Sir, let me complete. मैं 3-4 point कह देता हूँ, then I'll answer your question. Sir, please. The third point is, Arnab, that if there was no strike, then why has Pakistan gone into a military mobilization? Because their claim is there is line of control firing. Now that has been happening on and off for 26 years. But how often has the nation been mobilized and army units pulled out of reserve and deployed on the LOC and moved off some brigades from the AFPAC region right onto the LOC and Indo-Pak border? Quite clearly, the Pakistan army is scrambling for responses because they've been caught sleeping and with their pants down. Now, having put that into context, let me explain 2-3 other things. The first thing we must need to understand, and I can say this with considerable authority on a national media channel, that the footage exists, gentlemen. The footage exists. The operation was carried out. The total number of casualties is anything in the range of 60 to 80. But it is hard to count people when you're going in for a swift strike operation and come back. You're not going in for a, just going to count the dead and come back. It is not done. You get in, get out, and having done your job. And please remember that the Indian army, unlike the Pakistan army, does not boast and make false, boastful claims. They are objective. They are aware of the implications of this strike.
But Maroof,
they have announced it. And they want to move away from it.
Maroof, you don't have to explain.
I want to make one last point.
Explain that.
Though Arnab, my last point, please. Arnab, my last point, please. Arnab, please, let me make this point. Though a lot of people who are eminences here say we do not need to release the footage, I am in favor of releasing the footage. I don't doubt the veracity of the attack, but I'm in favor because we kept quiet about 26/11 and what Kasab did, and Pakistan still denies Kasab. We kept quiet about our gallant actions in 65, and Pakistan claimed 65 was a victory because we refused to capture Lahore and Sialkot because we felt we had given a message to them and we did not want to take on the responsibility of fighting in built-up areas. So let us this time, if not only this footage, but let us go public with our victory in Siachen and rub their nose in dirt and in snow so that the world knows this Pakistan army is capable of only killing civilians and innocents. They can't fight real men. That is the reason I want
Maroof, that decision. Maroof, that decision is a decision which will have to be taken by the military whereas and when required. It cannot be taken because some fellow called Sanjay Nirupam, a half comedian, half politician, decides to call the surgical strikes a jumla. It's not, you can't do it because Sanjay Nirupam calls it a jumla. Yes, Alimuddin Khan. Yes, Alimuddin Khan. Yes, Alimuddin Khan. Alimuddin Khan, please, Maroof, I'll come to you. Alimuddin Khan.
But that decision, Arnab, that decision
will be of the government, not of the military.
First of all, no one has right
in India does not take these
integrity of our army.
It is the government of
Everybody
the day that
believe in our army. Now, why is the debate on television
or whether to
because
go public
the BJP is taking advantage of the surgical strike while it has happened many times before. Now, what is harm? Keeping national interest in mind,
as
if we can release limited information to the foreign media and opposition parties.
Again, the Congress is that.
My God, this man is...
This man, no, answer. General Jaswal.
No.
General Jaswal, 1 minute. Maroof, 1 second. General Jaswal,
let me tell you one thing.
Maroof, General Jaswal, 1 second.
Arnab, let me speak. Arnab, please.
Calm down,
Arnab, let me tell it in public.
Our politicians are singularly infamous all over the world for being clueless on matters military. Understand what is national security before entering that debate. Don't get into it for politics. Let the national security apparatus decide whether we need to go public with this information or not. Don't make it a vote-catching issue, because it is not.
Just 1 second.
The military does a lot of things and it doesn't talk.
No, watch Alimuddin Khan, please. Shabnam Lone will respond after that. Alimuddin Khan, one second. One second. Alimuddin Khan, जो आपको पता नहीं है, जिसके बारे में आपको एक्सपर्टीज नहीं है, उसके बारे में आप लोग ना अपनी राय अपने पास रखिए. ये देश की तौहीन मत कीजिए ऐसे डेली बेसिस पर. संजय निरुपम का ड्रामा, अरविंद केजरीवाल का ड्रामा, ये क्या हो रहा है? ऑन अ डेली बेसिस आप कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर रहे हैं देश को. आप जाके पाकिस्तान के हेडलाइंस देखिए.
स्ट्राइक के साथ है. कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट इसको इंडोर्स कर चुके, कह चुके हम नेशन के साथ हैं. प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने जो डिसीजन लिया सही लिया है, लेकिन जब ये इस पे डिबेट होने लगी, जब बीजेपी इसकी एडवांटेज लेने लगी, तो उसके बाद में आप ये बताइए कि डिबेट को क्लोज कैसे किया जाए. तो इसके लिए आप किसी फॉरेन, अब कई फॉरेन कंट्रीज है, यूएसए है, इंग्लैंड है, वो टेररिज्म में हमारा साथ दे रहे हैं, पाकिस्तान को आइसोलेट करने के लिए तैयार हैं. तो इट व्हाट इज हार्म इन रिलीजिंग अ लिमिटेड इंफॉर्मेशन, कीपिंग इन माइंड नेशनल सिक्योरिटी.
अलीमुद्दीन खान, अलीमुद्दीन खान, जनरल जसवाल रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हैं आपको. सुनिए, ये जो है ना, ये एक नैरो माइंडेड.
प्लीज अलाउ मी.
ओके, जनरल
मिस्टर खान, मेरी बात सुन लीजिए. मिस्टर खान मेरी बात सुनिए आप.
जी जनरल साहब,
मेरी बात सुनिए. जो आप लिमिटेड इंफॉर्मेशन कह रहे हैं, जो डीजीओ ने कह दिया, वो बिल्कुल फोकस्ड और लिमिटेड, जितनी इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए वो दी उन्होंने. इसके अलावा जो हमारे टेक्निक्स एक्सेट्रा जो भी है, हम नहीं बताना चाहते. आप क्या करेंगे उससे? जो हमारे पास जितनी इंफॉर्मेशन देनी थी वो दी. लेकिन अर्नब, देयर इज अ शिफ्ट. अर्लियर दे वांटेड टू नो फ्रॉम द आर्मी. They are criticizing whether the raid has actually taken place or not. Now there is a paradigm shift in the approach. They are saying we honor the army, but we want to take on the politicians. Now this is a new strategy.
Yeah.
Resultantly, what is happening?
Shabnam Lone,
the chaos.
Shabnam Lone,
momentum which they are supposed to give to the
Shabnam
army.
Shabnam Lone. I want Shabnam Lone on the debate.
The momentum is not there. The togetherness which should be there to back up is not there.
Yes, Shabnam.
Arnab, candid admission on my part. I'm not a defense and strategic expert like Maroof Raza Saab, General Saab and Sushant Sareen Saab. But the way I understood it, there was a surgical strike, and I never for once doubted that whatever was conveyed to the nation was incorrect in any way, because sovereign nations don't do that. And when all the ambassadors were duly informed about it, there was no doubt in my mind that a strike has taken place. Then came the politics. I heard what that Congress spokesperson Sanjay Nirupam said. The word that he used was fake. I personally feel that was a highly inappropriate word that was used by a congressman. And I think Congress should take responsibility for that, and that man should be removed from the party. Now, with regard to Arvind Kejriwal, I feel he was again trying to be over clever.
Clever by half.
I understood what he was trying to say. Yeah, he was clever by half, and he was trying to be over smart, and he was trying to convey that these strikes had not taken place. Now, having said that, let me say that the next day I tuned into BBC Hindi radio, and the first headline that was put on the radio was Stefan Dujarric, the spokesperson of Mr. Ban Ki-moon. He had said that we have no information about these surgical strikes except from what we have got from the media reports. Then one person from Analyst from India, Mr. Bedi, and Mrs. Ashia Siddiqa from Pakistan, they were giving interviews, and both of them were giving opposite points.
How does the BBC matter, ma'am?
Siddiqa was refuting it.
How does the BBC matter? How does the
Yes,
BBC
no,
matter?
I'm just putting it on record.
Now, how
but
does the
then I
BBC
was on another program with some of the spokespersons from both the parties, BJP and Congress. I, as a layman, could understand. One of the spokespersons said that after this is the first surgical strike after 1971. But then the other spokesperson from Congress said that no, there have been many silent surgical strikes. So if it is left to me, I would assume that when the DGMO of a country has given a press conference, I would believe.
Shabnam Loan, please hear me. Please hear me, so that we are absolutely clear about the credibility of a government-sponsored organization called the BBC. Shabnam Loan, please, you know what the credibility of the BBC is. Did the BBC carry out any investigative reports when there was a whole war that was let loose on the issue of weapons of mass destruction? Did the BBC not become on multiple occasions has made the greatest factual errors in the history of journalism? You want to depend on the BBC to decide? You put the BBC's word, and I have my own view about the credibility of the BBC. You put the BBC's word over the word of the Indian DGMO. I'm surprised at you tonight. If you want to seek an excuse, I'm sorry, Shabnam Loan, let me complete my point. Shabnam Loan, let me complete my point. Let me complete my point. Let me complete my point. This is not some commonplace information. It's a serious matter. It pertains to releasing information and footage that could directly aid the Pakistani army and Pakistani intelligence who are waiting to pounce on anything they will get pertaining to India's operational techniques.
The army and the experts and the government. Nobody can force the government or the army to release
which is why I'm saying,
as I understand it, it's
which is why I'm saying leave it to the experts. Marshal Barbora is back on the debate. Marshal.
May I have a word on this, please?
Yeah.
Please.
Go on.
I'm just going to say a few things. Where was the media team in Pakistan taken to? Were they actually taken to the sites where the strikes took place? I doubt it. I doubt it. And the CNN stooge and the BBC stooge made some statement that we saw nothing, we saw cattle roaming around, etc. How can you be so gullible that we accepted a CNN stooge and a BBC stooge saying that we saw nothing? Were they taken to the correct place? They were not. Please accept it. They were not.
Never.
Mr. Rehmani and Mr. Khan should never be invited to this kind of debates because they don't know what they are talking. They are doubting the integrity of the defense services. I have served for 40 and a half years in the Indian Air Force.
I have to answer this.
I've gone to 71 war also. Please never doubt. Please never doubt our integrity. Never doubt it. It is shameful. Okay, lastly, I want to know
you have taken
if
our own land,
the surgical strike
and if
not
we
successful,
if we release limited information on that, what is wrong in that?
Has gone on high alert
and in front of our
has gone on high alert, including
what is wrong, sir? I am asking
flights
you, sir,
over the airspace from India.
We have done strikes on our own land. On foreign invaders.
अरे आप लोगों को बात नहीं करना आता है.
Information.
आप लोगों को बात नहीं करना आता है. And you come on television. शर्म आना चाहिए कि you belong to India.
Sir,
there are no flights from India allowed to cross Pakistan territory. Why is Pakistan so scared? If the surgical strikes
there's no need for debate.
No, it pains me. One second. Please. Can I come in, please? 1 second. First of all, 1 second. First of all, 1 minute. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Mr. Rehmani and Mr. Alimuddin Khan. Mr. Rehmani and Mr. Alimuddin Khan, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. May I please let you know. एक मिनट मेरी बात सुनिए. एक मिनट मेरी बात सुनिए, सुनिए मिस्टर रहमानी, मिस्टर रहमानी सुनिए मेरी बात, मिस्टर रहमानी you hear me today, hear me, Mr. Rehmani, it pains me today, it pains me, मेरी बात सुनिए, it pains me, Mr. Rehmani,
for the loyal people like us.
Mr. Rehmani, you listen to me.
That doesn't, if you are in army, that doesn't mean that only you are patriotic.
Mr. Rehmani, I made a request. Mr. Rehmani, I made a request to you and you hear me now, please. It pains me, viewers, today. It pains me that on Newshour today, I have with me two of the finest men. And I'm not even including my friend Maroof Raza in this, who's also donned the uniform. I have with me two of the finest people who have worn the uniform. You ask anybody today about the credentials and knowledge of General Jaswal, of Air Marshal Barbora, and what they have done. And so why are they angry? It pains me. You know what pains me today, Maroof? What pains me today is that army men, Air Force men are being forced to explain and sell the heroic deeds to this great nation, quibbling politicians and doubting Thomases. कि राजनेताओं को आज ये आर्मी और एयरफोर्स के वरिष्ठ जो अफसर हैं, बाकी लोग हैं, आके एक्सप्लेन करें, भाई सवाल मत उठाइए, सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक्स हुई थी, ये सिर्फ भारत में होता है।
अर्नब जी ऐसा क्वेश्चन
ये सिर्फ भारत में होता है। और आपको मैं कह रहा हूं, अलीमुद्दीन जी देखिए अलीमुद्दीन जी, 1 मिनट, अलीमुद्दीन जी देखिए, वहां से मारूफ कुछ कह रहे हैं, अलीमुद्दीन जी देखिए, अलीमुद्दीन जी देखिए, आप ये नहीं कह सकता है नॉट द आर्मी। सुनिए अलीमुद्दीन जी, आप जब कहते हैं प्रूफ, आप मत पूछिए ना लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल रणबीर सिंह ने कह दिया, आप उनके प्रोफेशनल बैकग्राउंड को देखिए, आप पूछिए, वो कह रहे हैं लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल रणबीर सिंह, जनरल दलबीर सिंह सुहाग झूठ बोलेंगे वो। आपको सिर्फ कहना चाहिए पाकिस्तान को कोई प्रूफ की जरूरत नहीं है, आप चुप रह जाइए, हमारे अफसरों ने कहा है, बस बहुत काफी है। मारूफ कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आपको मारूफ कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आपको,
एग्री विद यू,
मारूफ कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आपको।
Arnab, I will not pointedly address any individual here, but I just want to give little clarity on how things happen. The first thing to understand, and Miss Lone brought that out about the UN raising questions. The pointed issue is whether BBC says it or the UN says it. You see, the UN enjoys no credibility on our side of the LOC, because ever since the Shimla Accord, the UNMOGIP, the United Nations Military Observer Group in India and Pakistan, has been made non-functional on the Indian side. Pakistan keeps it functional and alive so that they do Pakistan's bidding. They are often pampered. They are officers from various countries and armies that are picked up and sent on deputation there, and they are selectively exposed to information to give further support to the Pakistani narrative, whether it's only the Indians firing across the LOC or it's only the Pakistanis who are harassed, etc., etc. The second thing is whether on Pakistan's big lie on Siachen or now this humiliating slap on their face, Pakistan's media reports what they are told to report. So I don't buy anything the Pakistani media says, because they continue to believe that Pakistani troops are on Siachen when they are 10 kilometers away from the glacier, if not more. So please bear with me when I say to you all, in all sincerity, with my hand on my heart, that this information that is available with the government and the Ministry of Defence about this operation can be made public, but it is going to be a national security decision. It is not to assuage or satisfy the whims and fancies of individual political leaders. There are issues of concern, such as, if this information is made public, will it lead to a cascading effect of Pakistan responding in huge force to hide their shame and blunder? Or do we want to bury this matter, having given them a message and said, we can cross the line? And let me also say with all confidence, and General Jaswal will bear me out, that such attacks have happened in the past. Unfortunately, no political leadership wanted to take responsibility for it and therefore did not own up. The army was capable of doing it. They've done it in the past, but not of this scale. This scale is phenomenal.
believe me, by any special forces operation in the history of the world. This is, to my mind, an operation which will go down as a case study of spectacular special forces operation, which has few parallels, if any, in military history and military folklore. So let's salute our men and let's get on with it and stand together as a nation.
One second. Shabnam Loan.
Maroof ji, it has happened during
COVID time also. Nobody debated on television.
Now why debate on television on this? Tell me the reason why debate on television on this. And USA
please clarify
and England, they are with us on issue of the terrorism. They want to isolate Pakistan.
Yes, there is a reason.
What is wrong?
General Jaswal, Alimuddin Khan,
I want to clarify why was it not mentioned earlier.
Shabnam on the other side, say one thing. Viewers, one sec. General Jaswal, before you come in, I want to say just one thing.
For the first time,
for the
first time, earlier these actions have been taking place. They are at a tactical level. For the first time, a tactical operation in a number of places in its enormity has had a strategic effect. And unfortunately, the strategic victory that we have got, it is being absolutely dampened by our political squabbles, for heaven's sake.
Yes, sir. Syed, Asim, Waqar.
Whatever information you want to know, limited information, the DJ must stood there. Please hold on, let me finish. Sorry, I am saying whatever limited information you wanted, the DGM has given you. That we have gone in so many places, we've done for so many hours, that's all. It is none of your concern. The tape has been shared with the CCS, they've been told, and that's about all. Everyone need not be told what has been done, the technique which is adopted. We have achieved a success, a strategic success. And let's back it up and let's not get into a political squabble. I would say that I wish you people had said that in future also do it. Why only this? Make sure that Pakistan is pinned down. You people are questioning us? What a shame it is.
Mr. Waqar and then Sudhanshu. Mr. Waqar.
कोई सवाल नहीं उठा रहा, आप क्यों बहस कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर बैठकर? किसी ने कोई सवाल नहीं उठाया है। मैं शुरू में कह रहा हूँ, सेना की क्रेडिबिलिटी पे किसी को कोई शक नहीं है, कोई सवाल नहीं उठा रहा है। 1971 के बाद
आप सवाल कर रहे हैं कि लिमिटेड इंफॉर्मेशन दीजिए। क्या लिमिटेड इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए आपको?
सुनिए सर रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूं आपसे।
क्या आप लिमिटेड इंफॉर्मेशन बताइए क्या चाहिए? ओके, आप बात कीजिए। सॉरी,
1971 के बाद, यानी यूं समझ लीजिए कि जुल्फिकार अली भुट्टो के बाद अगर हिंदुस्तान के किसी नेता के प्रधानमंत्री के संबंध पाकिस्तान के किसी नेता से बहुत घनिष्ठ और बहुत मधुर बने हैं,
क्या
तो वो है नवाज शरीफ और मोदी।
बोल रहे हैं आप क्या बोल रहे हैं?
आपस में बहुत मधुर संबंध।
आप ये क्या बोल रहे हैं? आप ये क्या बोल रहे हैं वकार जी? आपको पता भी आप क्या बोल रहे हैं? नहीं, आप क्या बोल रहे हैं?
मैं वो बोल रहा हूँ जो आपने चैनल पे दिखाया।
मिस्टर वकार, आप क्या बोल रहे हैं? मिस्टर वकार, आप क्या बोल रहे हैं?
हिंदुस्तान में
आप क्या बोल रहे हैं? आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड।
यकीन आपने खो दिया है
मिस्टर वकार,
बड़ा दुख होता है।
तो वो यकीन पहले कैसे बनाएंगे आप?
पता नहीं है। सुधांशु त्रिवेदी रिस्पॉन्ड करें। I don't want.
देखिए, मैं आपसे कहना चाहता हूँ,
किसी तरह का
Arnab, I just want to say two serious things.
नहीं मांगते हैं आपसे।
As General Jaswal has said that this was not just a tactical move, it was a strategic move. And in this entire episode,
उस यकीन को दोबारा से कायम
in this entire episode, we have successfully managed to corner Pakistan both on the diplomatic and strategic aspect. और आप ये समझिए इस ऑपरेशन के बाद पाकिस्तान क्या कहता? पाकिस्तान को यह कहना ही था कि नहीं हुआ। इसलिए जो इस देश में यह कह रहा है, दे आर गिविंग ए साइकोलॉजिकल एंड आइडियोलॉजिकल कवर टू पाकिस्तान, दे आर गिविंग ए साइकोलॉजिकल एंड पॉलिटिकल एलिबी टू पाकिस्तान। और दूसरी बात मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं, अभी यहां पे बहुत बात हुई कि 71 से 65 में 99 में ऐसा क्यों नहीं हुआ? अर्नब, ऐसा इसलिए नहीं हुआ क्योंकि तब हम अपोजिशन में थे। कांग्रेस कहती है उसने बहुत लंबे समय तक देश पे राज किया है, मगर अपोजिशन में रहने की मैच्योरिटी नहीं आई है। सन 71 की लड़ाई थी, डिस्पाइट सो मेनी डिफरेंसेस, अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी हैज ओपनली फेस्ड इंदिरा गांधी। 1984 ऑपरेशन ब्लू स्टार, जब गवर्नमेंट ने ऑफिशियली कहा कि अकाल तख्त को कुछ नहीं हुआ है, देयर वाज सो many reports that Akal Takht was damage was done to Akal Takht? Has he asked for proof? No. In 1995 in Geneva, when there was a proposal from Pakistan on the issue of Kashmir, Atal Bihari Vajpayee and the leader of the opposition had gone in support of Narasimha Rao and given full credit to Narasimha Rao government. This is not the issue of getting credit or not. On the issue of sensitivity, the entire nation should be on one line. But unfortunately है ये कि आपको अपोजिशन में रहना नहीं आता है. और दूसरे वो केजरीवाल पूछ रहे हैं सपोर्ट. केजरीवाल जो अपनी पार्टी की नेशनल एग्जीक्यूटिव में अपने लीडर्स को मोबाइल फोन नहीं ले जाने देते हैं. मतलब आप समझिए कि नेशनल एग्जीक्यूटिव में क्या हुआ उसका प्रूफ उनके पास नहीं जाता है. And they are asking the proof from military. This is a very ridiculous and unfortunate.
Advantage. You are expert of taking advantage of the situations. That's why Congress and other.
अरे भाई एडवांटेज की बात समझिए. Those who are political leaders and saying that advantage and disadvantage are not there, they are talking ridiculous. 1971 war, Indira Gandhi took advantage. 1984 Operation Blue Star, Indira Gandhi faced the wrath. It is the political leadership. We take the advantage and face the wrath.
We created Bangladesh. What you have done?
All right, one second. Alimuddin Khan. 1 minute. Maroof. 1 second. I want to go to Air Marshal Barbora again. 1 second. I want to go to Air Marshal Barbora again. Air Marshal Barbora. I said earlier today. 1 second. 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. I said earlier today. I said on this program. I said earlier today that I feel pained at the fact that some of the best officers of our forces are having to explain the fact that the strikes happened. I am asking the viewer today, are you feeling pained as well? That before, the same political debate, they're having to explain that the strikes happened. Do you feel pained at what is happening? Air Marshal Barbora, I don't see this ending, unfortunately. I don't see this ending.
Listen, I don't think most of the speakers who were there this evening knew anything about damn defense and security of a nation. They only know how to come to power, how to make their own parties richness. They care a damn about the life of an army soldier or a airman's death or a sailor's death. They care two hoots. Plain simple. They are looking for the political mileage and the next election and the vote bank. Brigadier Jaswal and I have served together.
General Jaswal.
I salute him and his army soldiers who went and did the surgical attack, and I am proud of being an Indian soldier also.
Sushant, Sareen, last word here, because this point came in, Shabnam Lone raised it. UN. I want to ask you, Shabnam Lone and Sushant Sareen. Sushant Sareen, did President Obama call the UN and say, you know what, I want to inform you that I am going to eliminate Osama bin Laden? And did anybody, Shabnam Lone, at that point of time raise this question in America? They didn't.
No.
Yeah, Sushant.
Arnab, no serious country has to do this. And in fact, the way to do this is that you decide that you are going to take this action, you go ahead and do it, and you announce it because you want to deliver a message. Otherwise, like General Jaswal was saying, or I don't know if somebody else was also referring to that, some of these operations have happened in the past, but you didn't announce it because that was not part of the agenda. This time you wanted to deliver a message that this is not going to be the last time something like this is going to be done. If there is something coming from Pakistan, there is going to be a report from India, and while the government is not interested in escalation, it's not going to back down. Just one sentence more. People who are demanding evidence that this, whether this thing happened or not, and asking us because BBC, CNN, etc. are saying it,
Shabnam,
were so ready to accept the fact that the Pope had announced that there were certain miracles which had taken place and declared, say, Mother Teresa a saint. Did they demand proof of those miracles?
Well said.
And I've seen this in a tweet. Somebody has tweeted this, that people like Mr. Kejriwal never demanded proof of those miracles. Did he? But he accepted. It's a matter of faith. You went and accepted it. And he went and attended that ceremony. But when it comes to India, when it comes to politics,
Sushant,
then he will stoop down to any level. No, this is not my point. This is a tweet I saw and I thought it was a very valid point. But these people will then stoop down to any level, and as Shabnam Lone very correctly said, act too clever by half and try and, portray itself. There is one word in Punjabi which describes this attitude. It's called meesna. He was being a meesna, and I think he's getting exposed.
Okay, I think on this one, besides the
मैं एक लाइन में कहना चाहूंगा कि बड़े दुख की बात है कि वोट की मंडी में सैनिक का ईमान नीलाम करके भी अगर वोट मिल रहा है तो उसके लिए भी लोग राजनीति करने को तैयार हैं. ये बहुत दुख की बात है.
Sudhanshu Trivedi, even the BJP cannot appropriate the army's action as a private limited company. They also should be
highlight कर रहे हैं strike को.
We are not appropriating at all.
I completely agree.
The PC was done by military. And BJP is not saying anything.
Okay.
And even when the surgical strike was not done, the question was asked from whom? तो मोदी जी से पूछ रहे थे ना, कहां गया 56 इंच का सीना, तब तो ये बोल रहे थे. और जब एक्शन हो गया तो मिलिट्री ने बोला, अब उसके बाद बीजेपी कुछ नहीं बोले. भाई ये तो दिस इज नॉट एप्रोप्रिएट लॉजिक.
Okay, we'll take the debate forward.
अब हो गया तो नहीं जीता.
We'll take the debate forward. No, to everyone tonight. Sudhanshu, Maroof, Raza, Sushant, Sareen, General Jaswal, Marshal, Barbora, Tasleem, Rehmani, Ashok, Sinha, Alimuddin, Syed, Asim, Waqar, and of course Shabnam Lona. Thank you for joining me on debate number 2 on I Stand With Forces on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.